Welcome to Tripodcast, episode 261. It's Monday, November 5th. And Dick Ollek says, be honest now, is your training program real? What does he mean by that? Well, in this Tripodcast, Dick's not only going to explain what he means, but he's going to help you come up with a real training program. Let's listen in.
In the service industry, I don't think any subject receives more discussion and probably less results than does training. You know, nearly every proposal that I've seen in the contract cleaning industry has a section in it that talks about their trained personnel. And I would venture to guess many times it's poorly trained personality. You know, just this last week, I had 5 BSCs contact me with employee issues of poor work out on the job. Some to the point of actually losing business. In fact, 2 of the 5 actually lost accounts over poor work out in the field. My first question, and it wasn't meant to be judgmental, it wasn't meant put in a tone of sarcasm or judgmental tone at all. It was just describe to me what your training program is. Just tell me what it is. And in all cases, in each case, all 5 of them said that they hire somebody and then they put them out with a current experienced employee. Well, my next question, of course, was experienced at what? You see, I asked them, when was the last time you checked the quality of work your experienced employee was doing? And you've heard me say this before, that but it bears repeating, that on-the-job training is going to lead to on-the-job failure unless you have a systematic way of checking the work of the experienced person out in the field. One of the exercises I do when I do workshops on training is I ask the participants to give me the benefits. What are the benefits of better training? What does it mean to have better training of the workers? And so I want to list some of those that come to my mind. These aren't always the ones that are listed, but let me give you some of them that come to my mind. First of all, reduces turnover, doesn't it? If you've trained them properly. You know, here's the thing. It has been proven in our industry that it costs in excess of $500 to recruit someone, get them through an orientation process, get them through the training process, get their uniforms issued, get them, all the things that you have to do, advertise for help, whatever method you use. But it's over $500. So it doesn't take a genius to determine that this benefit comes near the top of the list, doesn't it? The benefit of training, if you can reduce turnover. So let me just offer a suggestion to you. Why don't you review the W-2s that you made last year in your company and see what the excess over your normal payroll was, and then you'll see the dollars you wasted. And this is an excellent exercise to do. It could send you home crying, but if you had 100 employees and made 200 W-2s, you had 100% turnover. The average in our industry is 325%. So, in fact, I heard somebody say the other day it was 350. Either one is terrible. If you had 100 employees and your average in this industry, you had 425 W-2s made last year. So, as I said many times, you might want to get some nausea relief pills before you do that exercise. A second benefit of better training is it helps retain customers. Have you ever had a customer that canceled your service tell you that the main reason that they were canceling you was because there was always a different body, a different face, a different name in the building? And if you're honest, like if most companies, if they're honest, will say, yeah, they've had that told to them. And early in my career, I did. I can remember customers telling me, Dick, I know you want to do the job, and most of your people want to do the job, but I got to tell you, I'm just nervous about somebody new being in here. This was before I got wisdom and determined and found out through the benefit and the help of a lot of people what was really causing all the issues. But anyway, so let's talk about another one. How about helping obtain new customers? One of the questions that's being asked today by many prospects when they listen to your proposal, or even if you're getting a request for proposal, an RFP, one of the questions many times is what was your turnover rate last year? Ever get one of those? I got a lot of them. We want to know. And so you have to, a lot of companies get very creative in how they determine that turnover, but the fact remains it is something that customers are asking. And so they want to know, how fast are your people turning over? And I have seen and I've worked with companies who reduce their turnover down to like 40 to 50%, which is unbelievable in this industry, just by following some of the guidelines that we've talked about in some of the Tripodcasts and some of the DVDs and some of the books that we've produced. So, anyway, another one, lower labor costs. You no doubt have heard or said the phrase, why is there never enough time to do it over, or do it right the first time, but there's always time to do it over? You've said it, you've heard it, and it's true. We don't have time to get it done, but we always got time to go back and do it over. So if you can train people on how to do it properly, you're able to lose that wasted time, and you begin to retune your buildings, and you start to learn how to take hours, minutes out of the job and still be able to produce a quality end product for your customer, which all adds money to your bottom line. I can go on and on with things like, lower material costs by using products correctly, less equipment repair by knowing how to run the equipment and taking care of the equipment. I remember one of our quarterly supervisors management meetings, one of my key managers was explaining for the umpteenth time the proper way to empty a vacuum bag, whether it be an upright or whether it be a backpack. And as he was going through the process, one of the participants asked, Bill, how many times are we going to have to hear how to properly empty a vacuum bag? And Bill's answer was, I thought, a real jewel. He said, I will continue to repeat this process until we've learned how to do it properly. And that was a great answer. You see, as fate would have it, Bill and I had gone to this particular person who asked that question to his building the night before, taken one of his vacuums from that building to make the demonstration the next day. We did not embarrass him in front of his peers, but after the meeting was over, we encouraged him to maybe talk a little less and listen a little more. But we did tell him, it's your vacuum we're using, and maybe we should take some lessons from what Bill was talking about. So I can go on with the exercise, but I think I've probably hit on some of the major points by doing training and the impact that it has on the profitability of your company. So do you see how wasting substantial dollars every day if you don't develop and implement a systematic training program? And this is one of my passions in this world, is training, and because I see as I travel, and frankly saw it in my own company until I finally got wise, how much money is being wasted every day by poor training or no training. So let me suggest that you conduct this exercise that I just did with you with your people. Ask them, what does better training mean to our company? And let's see what the answers are. And based on those answers, let's develop some more training. let me suggest to you to try it. You'll like it.
You've been listening to a Tripodcast, short video and audio presentation about important topics in our industry. If you're a current subscriber to the Tripodcast, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're not yet a subscriber, please check it out. It's free and it's easy. Come to www.tripodcast.com, enter your email address on the right-hand column, and click subscribe. We'll send you out a new Tripodcast every Monday morning.